Welcome to this series about capacity and capability building to craft and shape operations, enabling adoption and adaption. As we go through this journey, we take a more in-depth look at selected aspects with a focus on business issues around technological transformation. With these being more in-depth on heavier materials, please feel free to review the takeout points if in a rush, but also take your time to go through, pause, and get the real benefits. We hope the skills and expertise shared is of value to you and those you support in this changing world. Please subscribe, add your comments, and share with others. This week, we look at the role of emergent behaviors within transformation, especially for commoditized knowledge worker services and their automation. There are emergent behaviors required within the AI for the management of services and for the emergent behaviors for achieving transformation around AI. Business operations like risk management or servicing customers or operations come through emergent behaviors. Emergent behaviors are part of the logic within artificial intelligence for automated knowledge worker services. Successful implementation of AI comes from emergent behaviors. Capacity and capability of emergent behaviors is needed for successful AI transformation. Thank you for staying. To date, we have looked at the need for risk management and at the role of strategy within transformation around AI. Another key element is emergent behaviors, with the need for AI to operate as an emergent behavior, the transformation around AI coming from an emergent behavior, and the emergent behavior in the AI. Transformation of a business around AI comes from the collective efforts across the many areas of a business. A business which transitions to the consumption of automated knowledge worker services, or which uses AI-derived value-added products, requires the development of a capacity and capability for adoption and adaption. The transformation to AI comes through emergent behaviors, and the transformed business operations are an emergent behavior. This makes emergent behaviors a key element in successful AI transformation. Within this emergent behavior are strategy and leadership, from providing the business integrated strategic intent, leadership and decision making to the messaging. Strategy and leadership are required across the organization at various levels by leaders, people of influence, and managers. People. Having the right people with the capacity and capability to adopt and adapt is required. This includes being able to skill, the ability to do, and train, the how to do, with overall awareness on how to transform and operate with the automated knowledge worker services and AI. Roles and responsibilities, decision making, and having the empowered emotional ownership with interests and values aligned are also required. The management of these as an emergent behavior is the challenge and opportunity for HR operations. Process, the governance, operation, services, and assurance to ensure the functioning of automated knowledge worker services and AI across the business. The emergent behaviors are used to transform the processes, and the processes need to operate as an emergent behavior to manage the AI operations and services. Technology, with machine to machine and automated, the technology is about the assurance of information for service continuity rather than application. Priorities include systems integration, the embedded algorithms and AI, and the assurance of the operations and services which will require AI to manage. Provision of the frameworks for business delivery, and of course, the benchmark testing using AI to assure. The emergent behavior is needed to embed these practices, and these practices form emergent behaviors. Data. Following on from technology is the data for the services. The focus is on the provision and assurance of data, covering its supply, integration, continuity, and quality assurance. The combination of data, metadata, process, search, and assurance tied to frameworks for the provision and management of data are required. It is also the interpretation of data which comes together to form AI with the required benchmark testing. Again, all of these come from emergent behaviors which are needed. Environment. The environment of markets, costs, regulators, and customers drives the implementation of AI and the response through an emergent behavior. Peer pressure influences the environment, impacting others, which is reinforced through rewards and incentives. Behaviors are induced, whether managed or not, and it is the combination which forms the emergent behavior. The changes to products and services are also driven through the environment and comes from an emergent behavior. In other video series, we discuss the how to achieve emergent behavior, and from this high level view comes the importance of emergent behaviors for the transformation around AI and how emergent behavior-centric operations are needed for automated knowledge worker services and AI. The role for a medley, ambiguity management, messaging with the emotional bond, creating empowered emotional ownership, the need for decision making, the role of leadership, and interests and values alignment in crafting and shaping emergent behaviors is again seen. See the links below for more details. Beyond the business activities for forming an emergent behavior are the emergent behaviors within the management and operations of the automated knowledge worker services and AI required for services assurance, including points of failure. Managing points of failure with AI, recognizing a point of failure in an automated system, using scenario management for AI to keep operations going when points of failure occur, and self-learning by AI to identify in context and manage points of failure. Non-alignment. Ensure the non-alignment of points of failure, including management by AI of concurrent failure to assure continuity and the ability for AI to operate using staged scenario management. Cascading. Assure the cascading impacts are contained by the AI, with it being more than errors accumulation leading to wider problems, and AI uses scenarios for preventative actions. Layered redundancy. Working solutions through the layers of redundancy, including multiple AI layers to provide redundancy. Avoiding inherency within layers so that the same root causes for failure are avoided, and AI able to absorb within a layer to manage related layer access. Handling. Handling of errors and exceptions in an automated environment by AI through context management, the use of scenario models for AI to learn against for adaptive and adoptive response, and benchmark testing of errors and exceptions handling. Predictive. AI is predictive to identify exceptions and scenario model handling, with self-analysis on predictive success with these properties inherent within AI. Self-healing. AI is an emergent self-healing behavior coming from the previous characteristics and is inherent within AI design. Emergent behaviors are also seen within the AI to assure services as well. Error and exceptions management. Using AI for the core management of data includes resolution of material impacting errors management, use of AI for intervention management to prevent disruptions and assure quality. The emergent behavior for AI is to also work with both closed loop and open loop data from disparate data sources. Data assurance. Having AI address data quality, consistency, accuracy, and lineage, including context-based learning for remediation. Other emergent behaviors are the management of data feeds and alerts and monitoring for intervention or AI-based processing. Benchmark testing. Use of AI to benchmark test AI for both data and algorithms as well as metadata. This included self-diagnostic testing to ensure learning in context as well as overall assurance. Decision making. Embedding the emergent real-time decision making within AI to deliver a range of value-added products for further machine-to-machine services as well as working with scenario-based modeling for service management. The AI is developed with these and other emergent behaviors within it for assuring operations. Some of these carry over to the AI operations and services, but this is part of the multi-layered approach for assurance. The importance and role of emergent behaviors within business for automated knowledge worker services and AI transformation are seen. There are the emergent behaviors within the business for transformation and operating automated knowledge worker services. The emergent behaviors for managing the AI services and operations, as well as the emergent behaviors within the AI to assure services. Implementing the emergent behaviors has been covered in the related video. See links below. Please share your views in the comments below. Thank you for your time. May the skills and expertise shared be of value to you and those you support in this changing world. Please subscribe, add your comments, and share with others.